President Mahama said the images and stories emerging from the conflict zones, particularly the suffering of innocent civilians, especially women and children in Gaza, are heartbreaking.
I think everyone needs to know what Ghana just did for Gaza. While most of the world is watching in silence, Ghana stepped up big time. They just donated 40 metric tons of cocoa to support the people of Gaza. This isn't just any random donation. Gaza is literally on a level 5 hunger crisis.
Breaking news. Ghana has actually proven to a lot of African countries that Ghana is outstanding. When other African countries are collecting, Ghana is giving out. Currently, Palestinian Gaza are suffering. They are on their 10th or second level of hunger crisis. Do you know what Ghana did? What Ghana president did? He said 40 metrons of cocoa chocolate, you guys. And according to these people, they said these guys have been hungry for 2 years, no water, no medicine, nothing. And Ghanaian president proved to the African that we are not only at the receiving end, but at this point, let us give out too. At this point, let's give a standing ovation to Mr. President John Mahama. You guys, I'm going to be allowing you guys to watch this video, but before then, please like this video, subscribe and share so that you don't miss any updates when I post a video. Let's check this out.
President Mahama said the images and stories emerging from the conflict zones, particularly the suffering of innocent civilians, especially women and children in Gaza, are heartbreaking. He said Ghana's decision to donate 40 metric tons of golden tree chocolates and other cocoa products to the state of Palestine as part of a humanitarian aid package is symbolic because cocoa is one of Ghana's most treasured natural commodities. He said it represents a significant source of economic livelihood for millions of Ghanaian farmers and families. He said it is also practical as cocoa is a powerful superfood rich in antioxidants and vitamins and supports the immune system.
In this regard, the government of Ghana is pleased to extend a humanitarian donation of about 40 metric tons of premium Ghana-made chocolate and cocoa-based products under the distinguished Golden Tree brand to the people of the state of Palestine. It is symbolic because cocoa is one of Ghana's most treasured natural commodities. It represents a significant source of economic livelihood for millions of Ghanaian farmers and families and embodies our national values of resilience, warmth, and generosity. It is practical because cocoa is a powerful superfood. It is rich in antioxidants and vitamins. It supports the immune system. It promotes cardiovascular health and enhances brain function and emotional well-being.
President Mahama said Ghana remains firm in its support for a negotiated two-state solution to the Palestinian question.
Your Excellencies, Ghana's humanitarian support also reflects our principled stand in favor of international peace, justice, and human dignity. We remain firm in our support for a negotiated two-state solution to the Palestinian question. This is in line with international law and relevant United Nations resolutions. We continue to call on all parties to the conflict to embrace diplomacy, commit to dialogue, and end the cycle of violence.
The Palestinian ambassador to Ghana, Abdul Fattah Ahmed Khalil Al-Stari, who received the items, said his people, particularly the children and women in Gaza, will never forget the support.
My people, our children, our women in Gaza and the West Bank, they cannot forget the support. And all of us cannot imagine if our children, after close to 2 years now, did not have food, did not have water, don't have light, don't have medicine. If this chocolate arrived to Gaza, it will arrive. And our children only see the chocolate. You cannot imagine how much they will be happy. And you cannot imagine how much they will be more than happy when they eat it.
Ghana donates chocolate to Palestine while some African countries are struggling. Well, let's dive deep. Let's analyze the whole thing critically. I became proud as a Ghanaian when I came across the news because Africa is always at the receiving end. We don't give anything. We are always receiving aid and donations from, other countries. You don't need to be a Muslim to feel the pains of the Palestinians. All you need to be is to be a human being. Why did John Dramani Mahama decided to give this aid to the people of Palestine while some African countries are at war? The people of Djibouti need help as well. Congo need help. Sudan need help. Why did John Dramani Mahama decided to give this aid to a country outside the continent of Africa? I've told you guys countless number of times on this platform that you see all this aid that the Western world, the Americans, the Chinese are giving to Africa. It is not aid. All these countries have a motive behind all this aid they are giving us. I see this chocolate donation beyond just ordinary aid. There is a strategic reason behind it. Ghana is the second highest producer of cocoa in the world. Yet, we give our cocoa to Switzerland, Japan. We give our cocoa to the outside world to produce chocolate. How many of you, be honest, how many of you knew that we produce chocolate in this country? This is a marketing strategy. The whole media is reporting what is happening in Palestine. So I think this is a strategic move by John Dramani Mahama to introduce Ghana chocolate to the whole world. Trust me, many Ghanaians were not even aware that we produce chocolate in this country. After John Dramani Mahama sent this donation, some people were like, chocolate from Ghana? You mean Ghana produce chocolate? So this is a strategic move. You have to see beyond just ordinary donation. Now let me answer this question. To those who are asking why did Ghana decide to send this chocolate to the people of Palestine and not other African countries? When it comes to Ghana's support for the continent of Africa, it is unquestionable. Ghana has sacrificed so much for the continent of Africa. The fact is, it doesn't matter. Even if John Dramani Mahama has sent this chocolate to other African countries, some people in Ghana here would have still complained. When traitors like Ofe Boni of Ivory Coast were busy signing the Colonial Pact, Ahmed Sokoture of Guinea-Conakry refused to sign the Colonial Pact, and France deliberately decided to use Guinea-Conakry as a scapegoat. They destroyed Guinea economy. So Kwame Nkrumah decided to help Guinea-Conakry economy with around 20 million pounds. Every Ghanaian, especially from my generation, we were told that the money that Kwame Nkrumah gave it to Guinea-Conakry was enough to develop Ghana to American standard or South African standard. We still blame Kwame Nkrumah till date just because he gave Guinea-Conakry 20 million pounds. What is 20 million pounds? We are told that back in the 60s, 20 million pounds was huge money that could have developed Ghana to American standard or China standard. To ordinary 20 million pounds. Let me help you understand something here. Back in the 60s, before Kwame Nkrumah left office, Ghana total debt was around 240 million pounds. So meaning Nkrumah borrowed around 240 million pounds. So 240 million pounds couldn't develop Ghana to American standard. But because Nkrumah gave ordinary or just 20 million pounds to Guinea-Conakry, up to date, we still blame him. So, you see, it doesn't matter. If John Dramani Mahama had given this aid even to an African country, people will still blame him. Sorry guys, let me correct this. Nkrumah 20 million pounds to Guinea-Conakry was not aid. It was rather loan. But we still crucify him till date. Nkrumah decided to help a brother that the oppressor was busy trying to destroy their economy just because they refused to sign the Colonial Pact. Almost everybody on this platform, you know about the Colonial Pact. I've spoken a lot about the Colonial Pact. So it doesn't matter. Even if John Dramani Mahama had given this aid to an African country, we will still insult him, we will still attack him, we will still crucify him. There is always a strategic reason behind every aid. For example, When Chairman Mao was building railway stations in Africa here, China was still a third world country. Today, look at where China is. Look at the contrast that the Chinese are winning in Africa here. China decided to build an African Union building for us for free. It was donation to Africa. But there is a strategic reason behind it. I don't want to talk about US of aid. I've spoken a lot about it in the past. There is nothing aid about that, that organization. They execute their interest through this so-called US of aid. I've spoken a lot about it in the past, which I'm not going to talk about today. This is a story for another day. But what I want everybody to understand is there is always a strategic reason behind every aid. Shalom. See you guys in the next episode.
Ghana, I've never seen an African country do a donation of such magnitude to a country out of Africa. This is what we need to see. This is what we need to hear. When I speak of the greatness of Ghana, people argue me. But watch. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That is 20 metric tons of cocoa. Come on. A big applause to Ghana and to its current president. God bless this country. God bless Ghana. It will keep happening. You will keep having more. May God replenish where all this came from. 1,000 times. I'm so impressed, Ghana. I love you guys.
Basa ekoso ewo Palestine ama ekom siho. Asisi amain bibiri donate enuane edemomo. Ghana nso adonate. Enyina yenim dia Israel for ye chese Israel for ashada abombo Palestinian for a sisi yekom de omo pa oko Palestine asase so a ekom kese na asiho. Amanya omo ye powerful no astarte donate enuane edemomo. Ena Ghana nso akeka no ho a kyerese Mahama ama omo adonate enuane edema Palestinian for a very good thing pa ye hu se kom edo omo ankasa into omo nso ehia enuane na asase so na kore na inu ho se ye tena asase so eye nhwehan ema nkrofuku bi edo omo pe bombo nkrofo se omo a se omo sase ema ekom eto omo se nyina enim se de yekoso no yade a entwa yi aman bebre ya condemn Israel said ya omo ye no ya ade a entwa yie omama kom asi ho a kyese nipa afamu owu no ya ade a ano de ne pa na Ghana nso adwene ho a Ghana nso adoniti enuane ede mo no.
President John Mahama have actually proven to Africans that he is a full politician. According to what is going on, this is the number of cocoa. You guys, for sure, I didn't even know that Ghana are chocolate producing country. I did not know. This is my first time. And this is also a business strategy. With this thing, a lot of countries that did not know that Ghana has so much large chocolate in their country, they are going to, now start purchasing from Ghana. Now, you guys, a lot of African countries have been on the receiving end, which is not making sense at all. Ghana president is now showing them the returns of how it's being done. Can you see the way China is progressing? Because China, even during the World War, China was still ending. China was still giving helps to, to African country, to most African country. And see the way China is receiving contracts. One of the main growth of China today is Africa. I'm telling you, because China gave out a lot. Even when they were suffering, they were giving up because they know what they want in return. Now, I saw a lot of criticism on this particular thing that President John Mahama have actually done. And I just said, okay, let me bring forth this guy because he explains enough, and that is so beautiful. And I felt so emotional when I was watching the Gaza citizens, like the way they were rushing for food, everything. I felt so emotional. And you guys, even the giant of Africa have not even sent anything. The only thing they are planning to borrow to collect money, you guys, that is what the giant of Africa, Nigeria, is actually waiting for, to collect. Now this is time to give out. Ghana is setting an example for African governments. So this is our strategy now. Before, they have been the one doing it. Let's start this, and then we see how Ghana grow, how African grow. Currently, Ghana is not on the verge of trying trying to be like every other African country. Ghana is on the verge of trying to be like China of Africa. You guys, let's give a standing ovation to President John Mahama. At this point, he is our president and nothing but it. Ghana is really setting an example for every other, every other African country. Please let me know your thoughts on the comment section. If you're just seeing me for the first time, I'm still your simply Lilian. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on your post notification because I give back-to-back updates. Thank you so much. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.